We added some depth and competition at some key spots, which I'm excited about. Excited about those guys, most of those guys being here this spring, which should be for a competitive, interesting spring. I can't say enough about the guys that were here in December before I got here after the break, the job that they did out there on the road recruiting, taking over in a transition phase with the guys that were already here, did a tremendous job putting this class together. I haven't been here long, but it's not hard to see why this program has taken off in this community, the Hokie Nation and the community of Blacksburg. Open it up for questions. Clay Patterson was his offensive coordinator the last 2 years at Trinity Valley. He was a junior college player in Oklahoma when I was a very, very young coach, and so had a background with Clay for a long time. And it's always nice when you know the coaches that they're playing for. Those are the guys that know them best, that can tell you how they work day in and day out, how they pick up, how they make decisions, how they respond when bad things happen to them.
What does he tell you about Gerard? Are there similarities to how you want to do things and how they've done things?
Yeah, there's similarities in schemes, similarities in coaching styles, but you know, just more importantly, what you find out about the type of kid, the type of leader you're getting. You know, he had nothing but great things to say about Gerard.
Coach, how similar or different do you envision the offense you're getting to what you were doing in Memphis? And is it a 2-3 year graduated change, or did you come in right away and start running what you were doing?
Well, those concepts that we've been running will be things that we install, and some of those will be similar to what they've been doing here. It's hard to really pinpoint the exact direction that you're going to go to. You know exactly what you have, which makes spring really important to try to evaluate what we already have, what we have coming in. But you know, our philosophy is simply to get the best guys on our team on the field and find the best way to allow them to make plays. And so, you know, we're going to try to push the tempo. However, whatever style, whatever personnel we end up majoring in, we're going to try to push the tempo. I think it puts pressure on the defense at times. You know, we're not into snapping the ball as fast as we can just to do it, just to run 100 plays a game. You know, we're going to push the tempo when we feel like we can and we need to, and protect our defense as much as we can when we get leads. Try to run the ball to establish and control the tempo of the game.
When you talk about tempo, does that require a more experienced quarterback, or can you get a young kid ready to?
Not necessarily. The no-huddle offense has made it easier on quarterbacks. They have to do less communicating to some extent. When you do go fast and you push that tempo, you cannot expect the quarterback to do quite as much at the line of scrimmage. You know, there's some things that you do have to simplify from play calls and from execution in order to do that.
Just based on, you know, you got Isaiah Ford and Cam Phillips back, based on, it sounds like you guys want to have a lot of receivers throwing a lot. It's possible that all three of the four.
It's probably too early to say. You know, hopefully you don't have to play that many true freshmen. You know, we have some young guys already here on the roster that we need to get ready to go. They need to develop. They need to step in there, and it's time. You know, they don't have anyone else in front of them to give them more time. So it's hard to say. Some guys come in and pick it up quickly. There's always surprises. Guys you thought would really respond quickly sometimes take more time, and vice versa.
You guys have Gerard and Josh as far as quarterbacks this year, and I don't know if you guys even have a specific type, but do you have a specific type of quarterback that you think works especially well in this offense, or do you just kind of take whoever kind of best available or did? Or is there one kind of?
I think college football in particular is heading towards most of the up-tempo spread type styles, looking for the dual threat. At the end of the day, we're trying to find the best quarterback we can find. Those guys have to be winners. They have to be tough, competitive. Some guys are going to be a little better runners than others. We're not going to eliminate guys just because of a certain style. It does need to fit into that range that we're looking for.
Coach Wente mentioned that he felt in some ways that even in this class, with all the receivers, that he felt like he could take more. Overall, what would you say is a good number that you like in the program, and why is that important to the offense?
Well, we're going to shoot for 10 to 12 receivers. Those guys get taxed the most when you are up tempo. Those guys do the most running. Those guys can help you in special teams. You need guys that can return kicks and punts for you, that can cover. You're looking for the fine. We got numbers set for each position. It's not exact, and it's very rarely is right on the mark. A lot of it is determined by what you already have and how close you want to get to that number.
You have 5 quarterbacks now on the roster as you go into spring. Obviously, you haven't had a chance to work with them yet, but is 5 too many to work with in spring? Is that a good number? How do you look at that?
Never too many good quarterbacks. No, it's a good question. It's those guys are going to have to understand how important, not just when we get to scrimmages or when we get to spring ball. They're being evaluated every single day, lifting, running, when they come in and get on film or ask questions. It's a ever-going process because there aren't enough reps to go around to get every single one of those guys as many reps as you want to. So it's going to be an evolving depth chart. Ideally, a guy clearly emerges early and you can get him going and get him the most reps, but I don't know. It'll be a fun spring. I anticipate it being a number of guys that are in the mix for a long time.
One more. You came in especially late in the process of this class, and how much of a challenge that is for you, sort of really a little over a month to be fresh to introduce yourself with a pretty career?
Well, it's tough. Like I said, the guys that were here did such a tremendous job, and the fact that we had so many midterm guys, I think lessened the burden of that. But it's part of the business. It's part of recruiting. You're always meeting and getting around new kids, new coaches, and selling your program, selling your philosophy, what you're doing. So it's a challenge, but again, the guys that were here did the legwork, and those recruits that we've had on campus this month have, they already knew what has been established here, and had been well prepared and well recruited.
All right.